Okay, let's take a look at NEWEGG, NEGG stock. Big pullback recently. It hit as high as $79.07, and now it's all the way down to $37.99. Is the pain over for bulls? That's the question over here. This stock had a massive run. You have to look back, and not too long ago, 3 weeks ago, it was as low as what, $10. It went all the way to $79, 8 times your money in essentially 3 weeks from the low to the high. So if you're buying up here, you must have been a little bit out of it at that point. Sorry to say, but a lot of that was a big squeeze. I'm sure a lot of guys were shorting it on the way up, not expecting it to go that high, and it got a lot of momentum. It got a lot of hype, a lot of FOMO, and the stock blew up. Now you notice huge volume spike on that upside, and then we've seen that pullback. Let's take a look at the hourly chart. Where's the highest volume? Right at that high, massive volume spike. Up here, big volume spike, big upper wick of profit taking near those highs. Once again, up here near the highs, higher volume. That suggests a lot of resistance on the upside, a lot of selling on the upside. It's still on a downtrend. We've got our high, low, lower, high, lower, low. A little bit of falling wedge there, broke out again. Big bounce, but was just a fake out. Went straight back down. Big bear flag on the hourly, pulled back further today. Possibly another bear flag is forming over here in the aftermarket. The stock is almost oversold on the hourly, but it's not totally oversold. It's working on a bullish MACD cross on the hourly, but it didn't happen yet. Let's look on the 4-hour. We're around that 50 RSI, getting a little overextended to the downside. But remember, it was so overextended to the upside, it's not surprising to see it get overextended to the downside as well. Let's take a look at the daily chart. It's trying to hold that 8-day moving average. You can see it bounced right off of that green line. That's the 8-day moving average. Now, this is what I would be looking for tomorrow. First of all, we don't have a volume spike today, so it might not be the bottom today. And since there's no volume spike, and some people think declining bear volume is a good thing, you know, when it's dropping this much on low volume, that suggests that there's little buying pressure on the way down, as far as I've seen and through my own technical analysis. That I haven't heard online. I have my own way of analyzing things. I look at things a little bit differently than a lot of these other guys. Okay, but we have that over there. Now, this is what I would be looking for tomorrow. If we open around this green line and above today's low, I wouldn't be surprised to get a little bit of a push and an inside bar tomorrow. The resistance is around $46.81. That's the high of today. I personally don't think it's going to pass that today because I had this little bit of a bear flag. There's a lot of selling pressure on the upside. A lot of people are sitting in the red bag holding, just hoping they can get out at a better price. So there's going to be resistance on the upside for sure. So if we do see a bounce, look to see some selling pressure on the bounce. So I don't think it's going to pass today's high tomorrow. I think that will act as a resistance tomorrow. It is possible it sees further downside tomorrow. Bulls ideally don't want today's low to break, $35.84. Bulls want to hold that level, and if bulls are able to hold that level, then they'll probably get a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. Let's look at the resistance on the hourly. Resistance we're looking at on the hourly is around that $38 mark, and several resistances because there's steady lower highs on the hourly over there. 4-hour, around $39, $47. If we do see further downside tomorrow, I wouldn't be surprised it pulls back towards the low of this candle, $28.19. I do think that would be a temporary good entry point around there or around this green line 20 EMA. It's a pretty big difference between the two, but this line will come up tomorrow as the average gets priced in with these higher prices. So I'd probably look to be safe for a bounce around the low of this candle, around $28. And if it does reach around that level, I'm sure a lot of shorts would be covering, take their losses because a lot of shorts sustained heavy losses up here, and a lot of shorts made a lot of money on this way down, guys who shorted up here. So a lot of them probably be taking profits tomorrow because they're looking at some good profits. So it depends. If we gap up, I wouldn't be surprised to see further sell-off towards this blue line over here, the 20 exponential moving average, and towards the low of this candle. If we gap down, I would think that would be an opportunity for shorts to cover their positions and would see some upside over there. So in my opinion, going into tomorrow, a gap down is for buying as close as you can to this $28 mark over here. That would probably be around the safest buying area for a short trade, and a gap up for continued selling pressure. Don't get greedy on the upside because there's a lot of downside pressure on this stock. There's not that much buying pressure on the way down. So this is most definitely a risky stock. I'm not suggesting it. I'm just thinking and talking about different trade ideas for bulls and for bears. I look at both sides, support, resistances. This is all the stuff I'm looking at, non-biased opinion. Okay? I'm just looking at the charts, nothing else. So, like I said, bulls want today's low to hold. If that doesn't hold, if there's a gap down, look to potentially buy that gap down for a flip. Nice day trade towards the high of today, but I don't think it'll pass the high of today, in my opinion. That's my thought. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do that. These are just different trade ideas that I look at. So keep an eye on to this into tomorrow, because we did see a pullback. $80 to $38. That's more than a 50% decline from the high. Now you think, can it go much lower? It absolutely can. It can go all the way back down here. Okay? Absolutely can. I think if we get a gap up, we'll get more selling pressure. If we get a gap down, we'll get some temporary short covering tomorrow. A 50% retracement of the move. So from $10 to $80, that's a $70 move. A $35 retracement puts it right around where it is. I think we'll get a little bit more of a retracement. So we'll see tomorrow. Take a look at those levels. The low of this candle right here around that $28 mark would probably be a good short-term buy-in area for a flip. Gap downs for buying, gap ups for selling. That's my opinion. That's my thought. Don't necessarily go do that. Make your own financial decisions. It's a very risky stock, most definitely. But I think if we do see further downside, I do think we'll see at least a short-term bounce right around that area, 28, 27. That's a very clear support area. Look at that right there. It developed a nice support area right there. So if we head around there, 28, 29, probably some decent short covering from that point, in my opinion. That's my thought. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and please press that like button. I appreciate it so much. And check out my website, 10baggerstocks.com. Check out my Instagram, 10baggerstocks. Okay, that is my only Instagram. I have a backup Instagram, 10bagger VIP. There is no other bagger. I'm the only bagger. There's other guys out there with similar names. It's not me. I am 10bagger stocks. I am 10bagger stocks. I am 10bagger stocks. Nobody else. Thanks, guys, for watching. Have a nice night.